The nation of California sets up its embassy in Russia. Fewer than 3% of the 1.2 million migrants who came to Germany in the last 2 years have jobs. And as the year draws to a close, we'll look at the media's 10 most mortifying moments of 2016. My name's Howard Riell, and this is Riell Truth. You're listening to the American Freedom Network, streaming live around the world at AmericanNewsNet.com and on Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter, the website, RiellTruth.com, my book, Riell Truth, Stay Angry, and of course, as always, broadcasting out across the Colorado Front Range on KHNC, Johnstown, Colorado, 1360 AM The Lion. Our call-in number 877-254-7524. My friends from the LA Times. California gained an embassy in Russia last weekend, at least in the eyes of those who have promised to seek a statewide vote on secession, nicknamed Cal-Exit in 2018. Louis Marinelli, San Diego resident who is the leader of the group promoting an effort to turn the state into an independent country, organized a Moscow event that was publicized on social media. We want to start laying the groundwork for a dialogue about an independent California joining the United Nations now, he said in an email Monday. Unquote. My friends, I am all for it. I'm all for it, and here's why. California is such an oddity. It's such a freak zone. It's so wackazoid. And it is so deeply in debt, so deeply enthralled to spending on every stupid issue that there is, so ideologically committed to helping criminals, illegal aliens, they've got sanctuary cities. It is so anti-America and loses so much money that I think it would be a wonderful thing for America to lose California. The final proof is that without the state of California, Donald Trump won the popular vote in America. California is an anchor around the neck of the United States. Now, I don't know if these people are serious about seceding. It's hard for me to believe that anybody in California is serious about anything. I mean, they elected Jerry Brown Governor Moonbeam. So who knows? They live in a fantasy world where everything is nice because they say everything is nice. Those aren't the kind of people we need, not the kind of mass population we can afford any longer. We're a country that's got to pull itself out of the mire and get back on the right road. So if California wants to secede, hasta luego. It's Wednesday, and it's Riell Truth. I'll be back.
Informing you that heart attacks in women can be different than heart attacks in men. Women having heart attacks will experience nausea, vomiting, indigestion, shortness of breath, or simply sudden and extreme fatigue, but no chest pain. Get emergency medical help and call 911 immediately if you are experiencing any of these symptoms. Pain, pressure, burning or squeezing in the chest, jaw, shoulders, back, or arms that last more than 5 to 10 minutes. Unexplained shortness of breath lasts more than 5 to 10 minutes. Sudden severe nausea, vomiting, or indigestion. Sudden sweating for no reason, sudden unexplained extreme fatigue, loss of consciousness or fainting, or sudden unexplained panicky feeling of doom. The key, ladies, is to listen to your body, follow your instincts, and if you experience symptoms that are disturbing to you in any way, or even remotely related to your heart, get yourself checked out right away. If your doctor brushes you off, that's a sign you need a new doctor, one who will actually do what is necessary to get to the bottom of your symptoms.
I'm Dr. Zanowski of Loveland Health and host of the Healthy Nature Hour, Wednesdays at 1 p.m. I'm an expert in nutrition, immune system, and I specialize in chiropractic. In my professional experience, the tribute to vibrant health are a balanced musculoskeletal system, integrated nervous system, flowing lymphatic system. This has been a secret too long. For more information, call Dr. Z, 970-667-4669, lovelandhealth.com.
My friends, I kid you not, my name is Howard Riell, and the show is called Riell Truth. Item from Grabian.com. In a year known mostly for mayhem, misfortune, and madness, America's media quickly proved themselves fit for narrating this first draft of history. All too often, when the news got tough, the TV news got weird. Embarrassingly weird. While picking 10 of the most egregious examples was no easy task, we've whittled thousands of clips down to 4 minutes worth that we think represent 2016 in a really disfigured nutshell. Without further ado, here are the media's 10 most mortifying moments of 2016. Number 10. After Donald Trump's underdog victory, many in the media looked for scapegoats. But TBS's Samantha Bee went the furthest, blaming white people for, quote, ruining America. Number 9. Hillary notoriously avoided direct questions from the press all year. So when Lester Holt became one of the few to somehow score a sit-down with Mrs. Clinton, her softball's only interview was journalistically humiliating. Number 8, Cuba's longtime dictator expired this year, and many in America's media mourned. Number 7, perhaps not historically significant, but a particularly comical case of media malpractice came when an enchanted Andrea Mitchell breathlessly recapped the, quote, magical evening she was having at a Hillary rally. Number 6, over on PBS, David Brooks and David Corn somehow connected the dots between Ted Cruz and Satan. Number 5, after the devastating mass slaughter in Orlando, the media embraced its unfortunate habit of speculating where things went wrong, looking everywhere, it seemed, besides Islamic terrorism. Number 4, after another tragedy, this time an alligator snatching a toddler from a Disney World beachfront, CNN's Brooke Baldwin thankfully had the presence of mind to ask a local animal expert what the alligator was thinking. Number 3, on MSNBC, the now canceled Melissa Harris Perry worried that Flint, Michigan might become Obama's Fugitive Slave Act. Number 2, after Orlando, many progressive congressmen staged a sit-in on the floor of the House of Representatives. The media, you might be unsurprised to discover, went absolutely bananas with delight. And finally, number 1, if there was one thing the media was absolutely sure of in 2016, it was Hillary Clinton's inevitable landslide victory. Whoops! Guys, if you are a white male listening to me right now, shame on you! And if you don't believe me, here via InfoWars are the real racists from MTV. Give a listen. And my friends, if you want hypocrisy, you need look no further than the political left. In saying that black lives matter, but don't say all lives matter and don't say blue lives matter, what these people are saying, these are the real racists over on the left, are saying black lives matter more than white lives, than Asian, Hispanic lives, than law enforcement lives. Black lives matter more. That's racism. That's hating. Once upon a time in America, we believed that all people were equal. But now Black Lives Matter says no. One race is more equal than another. The racism is always to be found on the left. We'll be back.
And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. Article 1, Section 10.
Census the uniformed people in Greeley, police, firefighters, EMTs, and 911 dispatchers work in our community. We thank them for doing a great job keeping our area a better place to live, shop, and raise a family. We realize their job is dangerous and sometimes thankless. This message is from Census the uniformed people in Greeley. Call 352-2233. They're on the air because they care. And one of the most admired outsourcing companies in America. Census the uniformed people in Greeley. Piccolo's restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's restaurant in Denver is not only the best Italian and Mexican cuisine, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166. Piccolo.
All right, guys, welcome back. Howard Riell Truth. Wednesday, we're heading towards the end of the year. Let me give you a dose of Ann Coulter. She is great. This is from yesterday. She was on the Sean Hannity show. Hannity was not there. Someone's standing in for him, but the conversation is nonetheless riveting. Give a listen. My friends, I have no trouble believing that Trump will indeed keep his promises. I have no problem believing that God gave America one more chance. My fear comes with the American people. Are there already too many Americans who are ignorant, who are just plain stupid, who are lazy, who are liberal, who don't want to get off the couch? Are there already too many Americans like that? Because if there are, then we may well still be dragged under by them. I'm hoping that the Trump presidency will result in something no one's been talking about, but you're listening to my show, so you're going to hear it when others haven't caught up to me yet. I want Trump's next 4 years as president to be educational. I want more Americans to learn, to get interested in the process, to learn how to think, to learn why liberal think is ridiculous, to learn why people need to be responsible, mature adults, to learn why learning is important, to learn to turn off the television, turn off the video games. That educational component might just be the single most important thing that Donald Trump accomplishes in the next 4 years. We will be back.
Reasons to own gold. Brought to you by the Patriot Trading Group at allamericangold.com. Reason number 647. Most people don't even know that the courts have already ruled. Once money is deposited into the bank owns the money, and the depositor is merely an unsecured creditor of the bank. Which means if the bank goes under, you get paid last. After the financial crisis, instead of breaking up too big to fail, the government and the Federal Reserve created Dodd-Frank and made too big to fail banks even bigger, while putting your deposits more at risk. I'm Joe Jakeman, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. To learn more, visit us at allamericangold.com or call us at 800-951-0592. Now this is the testimony of John when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19 through 21. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. Article 1, Section 10.
Elizabeth Locker Plan and Elizabeth reminds our listeners that the drug problem is well documented. We know our kids will be approached at early ages. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community who have had the strength to say no to drugs. They provide examples to their peers and families to be the best they can be. That's from Elizabeth Locker Plant, located at 366 Grand Street in Elizabeth. serving our area since 1943 and specializing in naturalized aged beef and pork and complete custom processing. Call 303-688-2240. That's 303-688-2240. Piccolo's Restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's Restaurant in Denver is not only the best Italian and Mexican cuisine, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166. Piccolo.
All right, guys, we are back. Howard Riell, Riell Truth. You know, we got two specialties here on this show. We got truth and we got intelligence. One of the smartest people throughout the election campaign, and now he continues to be, is Roger Stone, frequent guest on Alex Jones' InfoWars. Here, Roger Stone is talking about those who are concerned that Donald Trump's Goldman Sachs appointments are somehow going to co-opt the Trump administration. I assure you they won't. Here's Roger Stone. Yeah, draining the swamp is on the list of things to do, and I am confident that Trump will do it. And that is part of the swamp, as Roger Stone said. Item: Reuters from Caracas, Venezuela. As a harrowing economic crisis makes food scarce for millions of Venezuelans, many families cannot buy their children Christmas presents, decorate their home, or even host a holiday dinner. The oil-rich country is suffering the third year of a recession that sparked product shortages and galloping inflation. My friends, imagine for a second that America had done the almost unthinkable, had elected Bernie Sanders as president. Imagine if Hillary had fallen down the stairs and broken her neck, Sanders would have run against Trump, and it's possible he would have won. Think about it. Look at the disaster in Venezuela. No food, no amenities, children starving, people stealing just to live. That's what he would have set us on the road on here in America. Socialism is an absolute flaming failure everywhere, most notably Venezuela. And Sanders and his pinhead voters wanted to bring that economic plague here to America. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More Real Truth, my friends. Stick around.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution.
Census, the uniformed people in greetings to the police, firefighters, EMTs, and 9/11 dispatchers who work in our community. We thank them for doing a great job keeping our area a better place to live, shop, and raise a family. We realize their job is dangerous and sometimes thankless. This message is from Census, the uniformed people in greeting. Call 352-2233. They're on the air because they care. Named one of the most admired outsourcing companies in America. Census, the uniformed people in Greeley.
If catastrophe struck, would your family be prepared? Are you confident you wouldn't react in a panic? Is there one place to get all of your emergency supplies? Ferris Survival encourages you to have confidence through preparation, not panic through crisis. Ferris Survival, located at 3366 South Broadway, is a professional, reputable, full-service business providing quality, realistic preparedness supplies at an affordable price. Go online, stop by, or call 303-781-0343. Ferris Survival.
Guys, welcome back. More Howard Riell, more Real Truth. Kellyanne Conway, Eric Bolling, Fox News, go. All right, looks like we lost that video. That's okay. As long as the president's not going to speculate, we're good. And by the way, he's got a dream team of advisors he just named to his cabinet over the last few weeks. I have no doubt that Donald Trump will get the very best information there is and the very best advice, and he will make concomitantly the very best decisions on behalf of the American people that anyone in that office could have made. So be optimistic. Item. From WorldNet Daily, through the first 11 weeks of fiscal year 2017, the United States welcomed 23,428 individuals as refugees, according to the Refugee Processing Center. At this rate, the U.S. will resettle nearly 110,580 this fiscal year, which would exceed President Obama's target of 110,000. Unquote. My friends, what is Barack Obama doing these days with a month to go before he leaves the White House? Well, a couple of things. First of all, he's vacationing and partying on our dime. Second of all, he's trying to figure out how he can do the most damage possible to the United States of America while he's still got power. That's one way. From Breitbart, fewer than 3% of the 1.2 million migrants who came to Germany in the last 2 years have found employment. Newly released government figures show. Of the 34,000 who've managed to find a job within the last 11 months, nearly a quarter, 22%, are on temporary contracts, according to statistics from the German government's Institute for Labor Research. Unquote. In other words, when migrants from the third world come to the West, they almost always, 98.8%, go on the public dole, go on welfare, need handouts, have nothing to contribute to that Western society except perhaps diseases, intolerance, and crime. Given this fact, and it is a fact, why the hell do Western governments, including our own, continue to welcome these peoples, this scourge, into their countries? I don't get it. It's like importing disease. It's like wanting cholera. When you have people without education, without language skills, without civilized culture, who may very well hate us, despise us, and want to kill us, to throw the door open and invite them all in, what does that look like? Well, that's easy. Take a look at Germany. Take a look at how Germany is dying. Does any rational, sane individual want that to come to America? That's why we need to get on our phones, call our senators, call our congressmen, yes, call the White House, and say, no, I don't want America to go through the slow motion death that Europe is going through. We got to stop this mass migration. We got to stop letting people in whom we cannot vet. We got to do what's good for America. America first. And the only one who's ever said that is Donald Trump. We'll take a break and we'll wrap it up. Stick around.
He was in the world, and the world was made through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become children of God, to those who believe in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 10 through 13. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the America News Network.
The Elizabeth Locker Plan and Elizabeth reminds our listeners that the drug problem is well documented. We know our kids will be approached at early ages. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community who have had the strength to say no to drugs. They provide examples to their peers and families to be the best they can be. That's from Elizabeth Locker Plant, located at 366 Grand Street in Elizabeth, serving our area since 1943 and specializing in naturalized aged beef and pork and complete custom processing. Call 303-688-2240. That's 303-688-2240. Piccolo's Restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's Restaurant in Denver is not only the best Italian and Mexican cuisine, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166. Piccolo.
Guys, welcome back. Item from the Holy New York Times. It's been a dizzying few weeks for Kelly Mantle, the gender-fluid performer whom the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences deemed eligible for both female and male acting categories at the Oscars this year. A little-known fact, Mantle's uncle was the baseball great Mickey Mantle. Chances of the performance winning an Oscar are a non-starter. The film Confessions of a Womanizer, which was written and directed by Miguel Ali and also stars Gary Busey, wouldn't have registered as a blip in the awards race were it not for this news. But for Mantle, who said that for the purpose of this article it was okay to use either he or she, the development not only raised visibility, the news was picked up by outlets around the world, but also led to an emotional outpouring from transgender and gender-fluid youth across the globe. Item, shout out to those who are gender-fluid. Dry up. Item from the Daily Mail. Final vote tallies from the November 8th election show Democrat Hillary Clinton outpolled President-elect Donald Trump by 2.8 million votes while losing the contest by a wide margin within the all-important Electoral College. Her upper hand with voters, however, came down to performances in New York and California that were far stronger than necessary. Clinton won California by 4.2 million and took New York by more than 1.6 million. The combined 5.8 million vote advantage in just those two states was more than twice the size of her overall edge nationwide. When the dust settled, she lost the rest of the country by 3 million votes. Item. From the freebeacon.com, a new congressional investigation has determined that the Obama administration fired a top scientist and intimidated staff at the Department of Energy in order to further its climate change agenda, according to a new report that alleges the administration ordered top officials to obstruct Congress in order to forward this agenda. Representative Lamar Smith, Republican Texas, chair of the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology, released a wide-ranging report on Tuesday that shows how senior Obama administration officials retaliated against a leading scientist and plotted ways to block a congressional inquiry surrounding key research into the impact of radiation. A top Department of the Environment scientist who liaised with the Congress on the matter was fired by the Obama administration for being too forthright with lawmakers, according to the report, which provides an in-depth look at the White House's efforts to ensure senior staffers toe the administration's line, unquote. In other words, if you don't believe in the absolute garbage that the Obama administration is putting forth, it will get you. Item from NorthJersey.com, Dr. Harris Sturman is all for young people expressing their individuality, but just how many piercings can you put into one ear anyway? Some people get really carried away, said Sturman, chief of plastic surgery at the Holy Name Medical Center in Teaneck. The multiple holes are one thing, but then there's the many large and heavy objects hung from all those holes, and we're not just talking about regular old diamond stud earrings or tiny crucifixes anymore. Before the poor ear is literally stretched to its outermost limits. Call it a sign of the times. Some doctors like Sturman say they're noticing more and more millennials coming in because the ears have become deformed from over-piercing and need reconstructive surgery, unquote. My friends, there are millions of millennials whose minds need reconstructive surgery. They are victims of baby boomer parents, and I freely admit as a baby boomer, we have been the worst generation of parents in the history of this nation, maybe in the history of parents. Millennials need to get their heads right. And if they're smart, they'll be able to do that in the next 4 years when logic and rationality will rule the day. I'll be back tomorrow. with more Real Truth, my friends. If you got millennials, give them a hug. Tell them you understand. And then tell them to get the hell rid of that junk in their ears. Hasta lumbago.